Chapter 7. Werlick and his fellow officers, Zhang and Navi, made it upward several decks to Werlick's private quarters. After disappearing inside for a moment, he emerged with 3 standard UFP officers' sidearms. Zhang snatched one. "You have extra guns?" "I have a personal armory," Werlick answered, "for days like these." He handed one to the science officer, Navi, whom accepted it without much enthusiasm. Zhang peered down the hallway. "What's our next move?" The security chief loaded his weapon. "The emergency hangar bay. It is primarily storage for the escape vehicles. There's a metatransporter. You or Navi may be able to reprogram it." "And head where?" "The bridge," Werlick growled. "Take back the bridge." When his cronies didn't answer him, Pirate Captain John Hart took to bringing up the embedded surveillance for the UFP SS Coreopsis Charybdis. The sickly green and gray monitors revealed nothing to him. The hallways were empty, corridors vacant. All crew officers remained confined to the quarters for the lockdown, and nothing could be seen through the screen. No rogue time agents, no strangers in crimson suits, no invisible men. At least, not that John Hart could see. Ficagio laid back his futuristic shotgun on his shoulder. "Not coming to disrespect, John, but seems to me this. Or the time agent body of yours, the red one, went ahead and turned yellow." John Hart shook his head in impatience, eyes closed. "I don't. What the hell is turned yellow supposed to mean?" "We don't think he's around here anymore, boss," Roll offered. "We think we may have scared him off." "Oh, I hardly doubt that." Miss Hark was standing behind the pirate captain, and she slid her arms around his waist. "But either way, the window is closing in on us. I don't like it, but don't have time to be on the lookout for this bastard. We can't just ignore this." She wearily sighed. "I don't want to say your friends are right, but regardless, we should go. Start the countdown, John." The pirate captain sighed. John Hart released the straps which held the vortex manipulator in place on his wrist, and he gently laid the futuristic time travel device on top of the monitor. Then he attached a series of intricate wires to the central node. After cracking his knuckles, the pirate captain began typing at blinding speed. Overhead, the Coreopsis Charybdis announced protocol override, re-entry. "What's that mean? We ready to go?" Rawl anxiously asked. John Hart ignored him, continued to type. "Navigational coordinates accepted." The ship echoed. "Sequence countdown, 30 minutes. The pirate captain finally answered his thug. "We'll be crashing this bitch into Earth in half an hour. All right? Happy?" Ficagio grinned. "Happy, boss." Rawl started to leave, but not without picking a quick jab at his employer. "Should have done this hours ago." "Enough of the lip." John Hart pointed at the bridge's exit. "Secure everything. Find that stupid guy." "Stupensky," Captain Hark said. "Whatever. Get him up here to the bridge. Double-check all of the escape pods are working." Ficagio stared up to the heavens. "Boss, we all ready? What the hell was that?" Rawl suddenly pointed, staring intensely at the screen. The monitor showed 3 UFP officers, Werlick, Zhang, and Navi, stealthily moving through the vast hallways of the Charybdis. At least, their best attempts at stealth. Werlick was keeping himself flat against the wall, while simultaneously sliding along its surface forward very, very slowly. His uniform would occasionally catch on a wall stud, which choked him, inducting brief but violent coughing fits. Zhang was crouched low, attempting to keep up, which caused her to waddle. This squatting and creeping down the hallway served to make Zhang resemble a duck with a gun. Navi, for some reason, had taken off her shoes and tiptoed down the corridor after her shipmates. She pinched the gun between her thumb and forefinger, holding it away from herself, as if it scared her, and this caused her to drop the weapon an average of 2 to 3 times every 5 minutes. It misfired 4 of these times, blast echoing loudly throughout the section they occupied. I think these people are retarded, Vachakio concluded. Shortly thereafter, an open-channel intercom crackled through every room and every hallway in the Charybdis. Despite reassurances from Nishark and his goons that he should let it go, the pirate captain refused to stop worrying about the invisible man. Thus, John Hart's voice could be heard everywhere. This is a warning to the time agent in the dorky scarlet suit. The pirate captain looked down at Werlick, Zhang, and Navi, all 3 tied up securely, helpless on the bridge. I have plenty of people in this vessel confined to quarters. I believe we even have 2 of your traveling companions. Down in engineering, the worried, annoyed, hungry, and overheated D3 and Sully both perked up their ears, listening intently. They had no idea where the Time Lord was, no idea what he was doing. D3 hedged her bets, not trusting that the unpredictable alien would even return. Sully refused to believe his best friend in time and space would abandon him. Here's what's going to happen. The pirate captain raised his voice. The Charybdis is locked into Earth's temporal coordinates. In about 10 minutes, this ship will appear off Cardiff in the year 2011, and the city, perhaps all of Britain, will be destroyed. Silence crept through the UFP SS Choreopsis Charybdis. Now, I'm not completely heartless. When the Charybdis plows through atmosphere, catching fire and becoming structurally unstable, the ship will automatically release the crew and direct them to the emergency hangar bay. Most of them will probably live. John Hart's brash voice filled the vessel. More silence. The only response. There is nothing you can do to stop this. I don't know why the Time Agency sent you after me, and I really don't care anymore. Fact is, your 2 companions won't be among the number released for even the possibility of escape. They'll stay where they are, unless you hand yourself over to me and tell me what your game is. The lonely quiet pervaded. You have 5 minutes. I suggest you comply.